Share something I thought was super insightful by one of my favorite accounts on X called Sightbringer. And he's reacting to an interview from Ray Dalio, who is recognized as one of the leading voices on economic theory. And he also ran the largest hedge fund in the world, Bridgewater, for many years until he retired from that a couple of years ago. But he was responding, Sightbringer's responding to this statement that Ray Dalio said that all assets are valued in the same way, their appreciation in price and their yield. And this other perspective that I'm getting ready to read you is one that I've been talking about a lot here on TikTok and on my lives and with people in private, that the world is changing the way that we have to look at and value assets. So I want to read this to you here. It's a little bit arcane, it's a little bit complicated, but for a few of you, it might be really useful and valuable. So I'm going to share it today. And we can talk about more on lies if you want. So again, the question is, these statements, all assets are valued in the same way, their appreciation in price and their yield. Thinking about assets like this allows you to compare them. That's why it's important. No, wait. Thinking about assets like this allowed you to compare them. That's important because when you're looking at the markets, you don't want to just look at the absolute return. You want to be short on the assets that we have lower returns relative to those who have higher returns. Okay, so here's the response from Sightbringer. I thought it's great. All right. This is Dalio encoding the core logic of capital hierarchy into a simply deceptive frame. The real signal is what he leaves unsaid. On surface, he's saying all assets can be ranked by expected return. That's appreciation plus yield. That allows portfolio optimization through relative positioning. Long high return, short low return. That's the timeless Bridgewater engine. Pure relative value, no ideology, just expected cash flows and capital flows. But deeper down, this statement functions as epistemic filtration. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble reading this morning. It reaffirms Dalio's lifelong commitment to a world where asset prices are explained by fundamentals and where comparative returns govern allocation. This is the world where beta is stable, alpha is discoverable, and liquidity is a tool, not a reflexive force. It's very important. What he's not addressing is that this valuation model collapses in reflexive or structurally incoherent regimes. When narratives govern capital flows, yield doesn't explain price. When policy is not reactionary but strategic, expected return becomes endogenous. When liquidity is collateral rather than funding, comparison breaks. Bitcoin, AI equity pipes, gold under global stress, meme beta, none of these submit to this framework unless you enforce coherence on a market that is no longer ruled by it. So this is speaking to what I've talked about repeatedly here, that we are leaving a world that we've always known in the way that we value things and the way that we are to evaluate what the next move is to make. And so what he's saying here is we've moved from this world of appreciation and yields and typical metrics to more of a policy-based, meme-based, more of a reactionary-based, political-based regime. And what Sightbringer is saying is Dalio doesn't really get that. Then he finishes up here. Dalio's frame works perfectly inside a closed system of rules, funding cost, and risk budgets. But we're exiting that regime. Yield is no longer king. Liquidity plumbing, collateral eligibility, reflexivity, and permissioned access are now at least as important in determining which assets can receive flows, regardless of their return profile. So this is a beautiful map, but it's a map of the old kingdom. In the new one, the dominant attractor is not just return, but eligibility. Not just appreciation, but absorption. Not just yield, but narrative ignition. I know seems like a lot of words and like a word salad, but for me, it's exactly how I'm oriented right now. Meaning that I have to create new systems in which I evaluate my world. That's precisely what I've been involved in and what I'll be doing on my Discord when I open that, is to share this kind of evolved approach, because evolution is absolutely fundamentally necessary if you're going to profit and go and to make money. And so, my work is to figure out where is the money flowing. And I am underneath that framework doing my work to find out where the money's flowing based on a system which regime is evolving. So anyway, hope you find that useful. Please come onto a live and talk with me about it. I'll be extensively talking about this when I launch the Discord. So anyway, hope you have a great day.